How many times have you said, "I don't have time this week"? Or, "I wish I had more time"? What if I told you that is the biggest lie you tell yourself, and it's the very thing keeping you from your goals? The problem isn't a lack of time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. The problem is a lack of priority. We have time to scroll on social media, watch TV, and browse online, but we don't have time to exercise, read a book, or work on a side project. Today, we're going to expose this lie and give you the power to reclaim your time. The phrase "I don't have time" is a convenient excuse. It allows us to avoid the uncomfortable truth that we are simply not prioritizing certain activities. When we say "I don't have time for X," what we're really saying is, X is not important enough to me right now. This subtle shift in language is incredibly powerful because it forces us to confront our actual choices. We often fall into the trap of believing our lives are dictated by external demands, leaving no room for our personal goals. We blame our busy schedules, our jobs, our responsibilities. But think about it this way. Your doctor told you that you had to walk for 30 minutes every day, or you would face a serious health problem. Would you find the time? Of course you would. Suddenly it becomes a priority, and emergency makes the choice clear. Same is true for our goals. If something is truly important, we will make time for it. The solution is to stop saying "I don't have time" and start saying, "It's not a priority." This simple change in language forces you to be honest with yourself and take ownership of your schedule. When you say, "Reading a book is not a priority for me right now," you're not judging yourself. You're simply stating a fact. And once you acknowledge that fact, you gain the power to change it. Here's how to implement this powerful shift. Principle 1. Identify your true priorities. Take a moment to write down your top 3 to 5 life goals. These are the things that, if you achieve them, would bring you the most satisfaction and fulfillment. For example, improving health, learning a new skill, building a business. These are your non-negotiables. Now look at your typical week. Where is your time actually going? Compare this to your stated priorities. Are they aligned? Often we find a huge disconnect between what we say is important and how we actually spend our time. Principle 2. Schedule your priorities. First, once you've identified your true priorities, you must treat them like non-negotiable appointments. Do not wait until the end of the day to see if you have time for your workout or your side project. Schedule it first, just like you would a doctor's appointment or an important meeting. Block out time in your calendar for your top priorities. If your goal is to exercise, block out 30 minutes in the morning. If your goal is to write, block out an hour in the evening. This conscious act signals to your brain that these activities are important and non-negotiable. What gets scheduled, gets done. Principle 3. Say no to non-priorities to make room for your priorities. You inevitably have to say no to other things. This is where many people struggle. We often feel obligated to say yes to every request, every invitation, every distraction. But remember, when you say yes to something that isn't a priority, you're implicitly saying no to something that is. Protect your time fiercely. Politely decline requests that don't align with your goals. Limit your time on social media or binge watching TV. Every no to a non-priority is a yes to your most important goals. The problem is not a lack of time. It's a lack of priority. And the solution is to stop saying "I do and have time" and start saying "it is not a priority." This simple change in language forces you to be honest with yourself, make real choices, and truly take control of your time. You have the same 24 hours as everyone else. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't is how they decide to prioritize those hours. Your challenge is this. The next time you feel tempted to say "I do, int, have time," pause. Instead, ask yourself, is this activity truly not a priority for me right now? And if not, why not? This honesty is the first step to making real changes. Consciously choose what matters and then make time for it. That's how you build the life you want. If you found this helpful, share it with someone who says they're always too busy, and please give me 1 like and 1 subscribe. It helps more people discover these insights. In the comments, tell me one thing you're going to make a priority this week. Let's reclaim our time together.